Long live! Long live! Long live! Now, as Nagas, we oppose this forced imposition. Once more, when I say we oppose, you say forced imposition. In some time from now, we are marching to the Lok Bhavan to submit our memorandum. The slogan that we shout from here must be audible till Lok Bhavan. Are you ready? Yes! Are you ready? Yes! We oppose! Forced imposition! We oppose! Forced imposition! We oppose! Forced imposition! This mass relay is organized by the Naga Students Federation against the imposition of the revised Vande Mataram, which we believe that it is against the secular principle of India and it isolates the unique identity of the Naga people. And therefore, this morning we are gathered here at All MLA Hostel Junction, Kohima, dated the 16th of March 2026.
Dear Naga, young and old, today we are at a very critical juncture. This is not merely a matter of right and wrong, but according to the biblical worldview, which is our belief, it is a matter of eternity and destiny. To bow down to other idols, singing praises to its name, or to stand firm in our faith like Daniel and his friends. Our challenges today is not simply about culture, patriotism, or nationalism, but it is about our faith, a direct attack of what we believe. As much as science has cause and effect, so much so this is a determining factor of our future. What you and I stand for today is going to create the future of the next generation to come. You and I are going to hold responsibility for the policy that has been taken today. The culture is not to transform us, but we are to transform the culture. And the culture is not to shape us, but we are to shape the culture.
This gathering stands a solemn declaration that the identity and the beliefs of the Naga people cannot be dictated by administrative directive, nor dilute by imposed symbols. The issue before us today arises from a notification by the Ministry of Home Affairs on 28 January 2026, mandating the playing and compulsory observing of the national song Vande Mataram during the official functions and in educational institutions. Let me state with absolute clarity today, the Naga people bear no hostility towards any nation or the symbol or the patriotic national song of any country. Indeed, Naga people have respected all the nations, the national song, the anthem, the symbol of the nations. Naga people respect and we have lived in peaceful coexistence with all the communities, with all the religion, with all the race. Across the valley, across the Naga Hills, there are churches there are temples, there are mosques, but Naga people have never disrupted any religion, but Naga Student Federation have always kept them with a big heart and with a generous heart. Today, I want the young and old to understand why the Naga Student Federation is taking forward this issue and matter to the government of India. We are here not to judge any individuals or communities on the basis of religion, race, or gender. However, the imposition of the revised Vande Mataram presents a fundamental issue of our conscience. Therefore, the Naga people have to come forward. It is not only the movement of the Naga Student Federation, but it is a movement of the entire Naga people across the Naga homeland. Today, let me tell you, this protest, this rally is not only happening in Kohima, all MLA junction alone. But let me tell you, this demonstration is happening in the entire Naga homeland by our units, our subordinate body, and the churches in the Naga homeland. As the chairperson have stated, today we should not waver our stand from where we are. We are here to show unity. We are here to stand for the rights, for the faith of what we believe. And we are here to show the government of India very clear that the imposition of the Vande Mataram cannot be imposed on the Naga people. Let me remind you, in a democratic country, the will of people is supreme and the ultimate law. If I have to refer, let me also tell you about the International Declaration of Law. Article 18 of the Universal Declarations of Human Rights clearly reaffirms that every individual has the right to freedom of thoughts, conscience, and religions. That includes the freedom manifest one belief or to refrain from practice that violates our beliefs. And similarly, the Article 27 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights guarantees that ethnic, religious, and linguistic minorities shall not be denied the right to enjoy their own culture and practice their own beliefs that have already clearly given to the people by the international communities. Today, the Indian government is trying to suppress the Naga people by imposing this Vande Mataram. Let me cite you an example. The recent visit of the Vice President of India to Nagaland University, where under the directive of the Naga Students Federation, the Nagaland University Students Union, they remained seated when this Vande Mataram was being played during the program. This shows that we are clearly against the imposition of the Vande Mataram. And I was also informed that the Vice President, on his opening remarks speech, he stated that it would be good if we respect each other culture. But let me tell you very clearly, when the government of India, the mighty government of India, cannot respect the culture, the sanctity of the Naga people, then how can they expect the same respect that they are urging for from the Naga people? I think we have to make ourselves very clear on this. Today, the Naga people are not asking for privileges. In fact, we are exercising the right that are already inserted, enacted, and enshrined in the international law. Let me tell you again, Naga people are not asking for privileges. Naga people, we are exercising the rights that is already inserted, enacted, and enshrined in the international law. The Indian government cannot impose the revised Vande Mataram on the Naga people. If we have to see who is the composer, we have the highest respect for the composer of the song Vande Mataram by Mr. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. His intention may be secular when he composed this very poem, or we consider this as a national song. But let me tell you, some of the religious fundamentalist intention to idolize the song with religious means in the national song is unacceptable. I think we have to be very clear with what we are standing here for. Their intention to impose their goddess on us is arbitrary in a democratic and a secular nation and a society. Today, the Naga people are very clear of what we are sounding to the government of India. Let it be known that the Naga people have a very big heart. And let me also cite one incident where one of the vested interest person who have condemned, who have intentionally dragged the name of the Naga Students Federation and tarnished the name of Naga people in the social media as well as the print media. I don't feel important to be mentioning his name in this particular rally, but that particular stupid man, I don't know how far does he knows about the history of the Naga people. He have mentioned that Naga people are rat to the Delhi. He was trying to threaten the Naga people by misinterpreting the history of the Naga people, by quoting and stating that Naga people are a few community where the mighty India can suppress the Naga people. But let it be known today to that particular person and the India government that Naga people are not a stranger to intimations. For decades, our homeland, the Naga homeland, have witnessed overwhelming military presence. Generations have grown up under the shadow of armed camp, checkpoints, and surveillances. Yet, despite this, the consciousness of the Naga people have not erased but stand united. If decades of the military presence could not erase our identity or the faith of what we believe, how can anyone imagine that administrative, circular, or symbolic can succeed over the Naga people? Today, let me remind the people that while this central rally takes place here in Kohima, similarly, the demonstrations are being observed across the educational institution and by the federating units and the subordinate bodies of the federation throughout the Naga homeland. Therefore, let this message of this rally reach out the President of India, to whom we shall submit our memorandum through the Governor of Nagaland. Let this message reach to those who attempt to distort history for personal gains or recognition of their big bosses. The Naga people have endured much, but our spirit remains unbroken. Our identity cannot be erased by threat, or our history cannot be rewritten by propagandists. Our conscience cannot be banned by administrative directive, and our identity can never be surrendered in front of any people. Today, we stand united not against any nation or community, but for the protection of our beliefs, our identity, and our future. The rally that we hold today is peaceful, but the conviction behind it is unshakable. Because when a people stand together in defense of their conscience, no power on this earth can move the silent, dear voice of the Naga people. May this conscience of the Naga people continue to guide our path and our future in one united voice. May God bless the Naga people. May God bless the Naga Students Federation. Kuknalim.
Just one little song of the Hindu community. But this small imposition of a song called Vande Mataram is nothing short than an invasion into our hearts and our very soul. India, since its independence in 1947, glorified itself as one of the biggest democracies in the world. In reciprocation, the world community also regarded as India as the world's biggest democracy. Later on, it came to be known as the world's largest democracy. But in the meantime, India is also a proud signatory of almost every important international covenant, human rights declaration, covenants and agreements with the rest of the world. Amongst them, what stands out is the respect for each other's faith, religion, and belief. The secular form of India was respected worldwide. The other side of the international relationship India had with the world community was also the respect for the right to life. But when such a thing as Vande Mataram is being imposed on people who do not follow their faith or belief, after all, Hinduism is only a religion of India and a few others perhaps. But the rest of the world practice other religions, faith, and worship. But when the very spirit of secularism is violated, betrayed by its own commitment to the signatures they have put in front of the world, when the very rights of right to life of humankind is being violated, destroyed, and insulted through the impositions of laws such as the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, which has killed hundreds of thousands of Nagas, young and old, boys and girls, for the last more than 70 years. What is the meaning of India being the world's largest democracy? Its commitment to secularism, or even its most little obligation to human rights and life, right to life. When India got independence and Nagas asserted our own right to independence, India immediately attempted act of genocide to wipe away Nagas from the face of the earth, to annihilate the Nagas from the face of Northeast India. They burned down all our villages, raped our mothers and sisters, killed our fathers and brothers, hunted them to the jungles like animals. For years together, our elders lived in jungles like animals. You have not even heard those stories, my friends. Most of you who are standing here today, your children who were born after the second ceasefire, so-called peace. What your fathers and your ancestors has gone through, even animals have not gone through. So it was a failed genocide in the first instance. But first ceasefire was brought. Naga leaders were put in the comforts of negotiations, some kind of peace negotiation, and weakened the Naga nationalists. And some kind of an agreement called Slongorko was forced on the Nagas, which brought, for the first time, uncontrollable violence among the Nagas. Now we're facing a second ceasefire, which is going to bring even more uncontrollable violence among Nagas, which you can see blinking everywhere in the different corners of Nagaland, in Kohima, in Dimapur. There are sections of young Naga societies with different school of thoughts. Those Nagas who love our land and our identity are called anti-national, anti-Indians, who are called rebels, who are called terrorists, were called militants at the kindest level. Those Nagas who seek comfort and pleasure from our enemies are called Indian nationals. Today, this class of people, this handful class of people, are running and ruining our Naga society. They control our stomach, they control our brain, they control our mouth. Sometimes we innocently obey them, and we allow them to control our hearts and our minds. This Vande Mataram imposition, as somebody just mentioned, just woke us up. But the elders, as I said earlier, are still sleeping, enjoying their endless luxuries, gifts channeled from the government of India through the state government and other central schemes. They will eat, sleep, and enjoy till their stomach blows out from them. It's okay. But as long as we are alive, we will keep our identity alive. We will keep our homeland safe. So the least for us to do today is we fight back. And if necessary, we die in dignity. Otherwise, we will forever live in humiliation. Thank you.
The Nagaland Joint Christian Forum is deeply disturbed by the directives of the Ministry of Home Affairs, the government of India, directing all states and union territories to sing or chant the national song Vande Mataram during every official functions, including schools and institutions across the country, while acknowledging the spirit of patriotism and well-being of the country. The Nagaland Joint Christian Forum has taken a strong exception of certain elements in the content which is adverse to our Christian faith and principles. The ideology of secularism, as enshrined in the preamble of the Indian Constitution, must be upheld in letter and spirit. In connection with this, Nagaland as a Christian dominant state cannot compromise its religious ideology by the directive of the Union Ministry of Home Affairs, and therefore outrightly rejects the directive and urges the government of the day to uphold the principle of secularism in the country. To this, we also appeal all the Naga legislators and the government of the day to be loyal to your faith and uphold the spirit of one faith, one baptism, one people under God, and safeguard our faith and our unity. The Nagaland Joint Christian Forum impressed upon the government of India to respect the rights of religious minorities who have equally contributed to the social fabric and building of the nation in every aspect. We were not found wanting. We contributed, we did our best, and we are proud people to defend our faith, our culture, and our rights. There are things where it is best to remain silent and allow people to choose and decide for themselves. And so Vande Mataram is one of such, because it submits allegiance to a deity which is contrary to our Christian faith and beliefs. It must be known that national anthem is enough to unify the country into one, and nothing should come before or after that. We are not opposed to the patriotic song, but we will not, as a Christian majority society, allow our children to chant something which defies their faith and allegiance to the Almighty God. Nagaland Joint Christian Forum is of the opinion that it is a matter of conscience and Vande Mataram cannot be forced against the conscience of the people who choose in the belief different from the Hindus. We also express our resentment and our unhappiness against the government of India for denying visas and safe passage to our Christian leaders, pastors, and friends who wish to visit our homeland. And so we appealed the government of India to uphold the spirit of coexistence and respect each other and allow our friends to come and visit us, and we can also visit other countries as well. To make our position more poignant, our Bible teaches us not to bow down to any alien gods and goddesses. And we cannot owe allegiance to any deity or statues. This act is abominable to Yahweh, the God of the Christians, whom we worship and will continue to worship and serve him.
Our Naga culture is totally different from the rest of India. Our culture, history, and practices we learn through oral traditions from village elders to younger generations in Morong. Men gathered in Morong to learn from leaders and elders of the community. The elders will tell the history, culture, and practices by oral traditions over and over again so that younger generation will learn from it. Naga's identity is unique from the rest of India. Our ancestors, even before Christianity came, lived in harmony, unity, and respect. They never bowed down to their enemies and never give up, but they withstood and fight until the victory is won. Today, through Christianity and education, our Naga peoples are advancing in many fields. And we are proud of that. But unfortunately, we are entangled and fallen into many traps and snares where we need to look back and check ourselves. The song Vande Mataram is a Hindu religious song praising their deities, God and goddesses. As a Christian, how we can differentiate in our faith and belief system? Bible says in 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14-15, that righteousness has no partnership with lawlessness. And light has no communion with darkness. Jesus has no part with Satan. Therefore, as a Christians, we cannot take part in singing such songs in our public gatherings, government offices, and institutions. Let us stand together, voice out together, to fight against the common enemy, to safeguard our rights and freedom.
We have no objection to the national anthem, the Jana Gana, because it is in the true spirit of India, but cannot accept the Vande Mataram, which has a narrow religious connotation and with no constitutional validation either. And Nagaland as a state created under a special constitutional provision that affirms our freedom to exercise our choice of religious beliefs and social practices cannot and shall not accept such a notification in the state of Nagaland. We term this notification not only as a defiance to the spirit of the Constitution of India through its narrow political gimmick, but also an insult to the Constitution of India itself that embraces the reality of a nation that is made up of various races, creed, languages, religious beliefs, and regions through the consensus declaration that India will be and shall be a democratic and secular nation.
The Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi, through His Excellency, the Governor of Nagaland. Subject, representation against the imposition of the Indian national song, Vande Mataram, in the Naga homeland. Your Excellency, we the undersigned, on behalf of the collective conscience, identity and sentiments of the Naga people, respectfully submit this memorandum expressing our strongest opposition to the recent directive issued by the Ministry of Home Affairs mandating the playing or singing of the Indian national song Vande Mataram during official functions and directing its compulsory observance within educational institutions. At the outset, we wish to state that the Naga people harbor no hostility toward the national symbols, songs, or cultural expressions of any nation or community. The Nagas have historically respected the traditions and patriotic sentiments of all peoples. However, the imposition of any cultural or symbolic expression upon the conscience of a people, particularly one with religious and devotional connotations, raises serious concerns regarding fundamental freedoms and internationally recognized rights. The revised Vande Mataram contains devotional imagery associated with the worship of a particular deity for communities such as the Nagas, whose cultural and religious traditions are diverse and whose society places immense importance on freedom of conscience. The compulsory singing or observance of such a composition is viewed as an infringement upon deeply held beliefs and cultural sensitivities. The Naga homeland has historically been a land of peaceful coexistence where individuals of different religions, cultures, and backgrounds live with mutual respect across Naga areas. Temples, mosques, churches, and other places of worship function freely and peacefully under the hospitality of the Naga people. This environment of harmony has been sustained not through coercion, but through voluntary respect for diversity. However, the directive that educational institutions begin the day's work with the collective singing of Vande Mataram, coupled with instructions to popularize the national song under coercion, is deeply troubling. Educational institutions must remain spaces for intellectual freedom, cultural sensitivity, and the nurturing of democratic values, not platforms for enforcing symbolic compliance or ideological uniformity. Your Excellency, beyond the democratic framework of India, we respectfully submit that the present directives raises concerns under several international conventions and legal instruments to which India is a signatory or participant. Article 18 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights clearly affirms the right of every individual to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This includes the freedom to manifest one's belief, or to refrain from practices that violate that belief. Similarly, Article 18 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, to which India is a state party, reaffirms that no person shall be subject to coercion that would impair his or her freedom to have or adopt a religion or belief of choice. Furthermore, Article 27 of the same covenant explicitly guarantees that ethnic, religious, and linguistic minorities shall not be denied the right to enjoy their own culture or to practice their own religion. Any directive that compels communities to participate in symbolic or devotional expressions inconsistent with their beliefs may be interpreted as inconsistent with this international obligation. In addition, the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples recognizes the rights of indigenous peoples to maintain and strengthen their distinct cultural institutions, traditions, and beliefs without external imposition or assimilationist pressure. The Naga people are recognized as an indigenous community with a distinct historical identity, political consciousness, and cultural heritage. This imposition of symbolic practices without consultation risks undermining these internationally recognized protections. Moreover, the principles contained in the International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination emphasize the obligation of states to respect cultural diversity and ensure that policies do not disproportionately affect the cultural or religious identity of particular communities. Your Excellency, the Naga people possess a distinct historical and political identity shaped by decades of history, dialogue, and negotiations. Any attempt to impose symbolic practices upon the Naga homeland without consultation risks undermining the principles of democratic governance, federal sensitivity, and mutual respect that form the foundation of peaceful coexistence. The Naga Students Federation, along with thousands of concerned citizens, students, churches, and civil society organizations, has therefore organized a peaceful public rally to collectively express the concerns and sentiments of the Naga people regarding this directive. This peaceful democratic expression does not arise from hostility toward any nation or people. Rather, it is motivated by the desire to safeguard the dignity, identity, and freedom of conscience of the Naga people. In light of the above concerns, we respectfully urge Your Excellency to nullify or withdraw the directive mandating the singing or playing of Vande Mataram during official functions and within educational institutions in the Naga homeland. Ensure that no policy or directive is implemented in a manner that disregards the cultural, religious, and historical sensitivities of the Naga people. Uphold the principles of secularism, democratic consultation, and respect for diversity, which remain essential for the harmonious functioning of a pluralistic society. Hold dialogue and consultation with representatives of the Naga people before implementing measures that may affect the cultural or social fabric of the Naga homeland. Your Excellency, this memorandum represents the collective voice of the Naga people across the Naga homeland who have gathered in peaceful democratic protest to defend our identity, conscience, and dignity. We remain hopeful that the concerns expressed herein will receive your earnest consideration in the spirit of justice, democratic values, and respect for diversity. Yours faithfully, Mtai Siding Herang, President NSF, Yanilo Kent, General Secretary NSF, Dr. Ningulo Krome, Secretary General, Naga People's Movement for Human Rights, Reverend Dr. N. Papino, President, Nagaland Joint Christian Forum. Thank you, Kuknalim.
Senior leaders of the Federation and the tribal hall leaders, whoever are present here, they will now, in a delegation of 15 members, they will be going to the governor's residence to submit the formal memorandum of the Naga people. And the submission will take only few minutes, after which the delegation will address all of us and we shall conclude this march rally. And therefore, we have made a historic day. It will be more historic as we stay till the end and conclude this historic event and become historians of this wonderful day. Therefore, I request all of us to continue engaging in chanting slogans, or we may sing few patriotic songs as well. That is within the choice of all of us. So now I request the President of Naga Students Federation and our church leaders to kindly lead the delegation for the formal submission of the memorandum.
Today, as you go back home, you are not going empty-handed. You are going back with pocket full of your rights, your stand. We have successfully submitted our memorandum to the President of India through the Governor of Nagaland. It is received by the Joint Secretary to Governor Lok Bhavan, Nagaland, Kohima. So today, the students and the youth, the old and the young, have stood for our right, and we have already sent a clear message to the government of India. Therefore, we need not fear, but let us stand united in one voice. May God bless all of us. Kuknalim.
It is really interesting. I was waiting for the media to come to the office of Naga Student Federation to take the information on this COVID era. Nevertheless, NSF have been standing tall always on the part of meritocracy and transparency in the system. Recently, during the 12th March cabinet meeting, the cabinet have decided to revoke the whole order again, and that have really shocked the Naga Student Federation. If I have to say why it is shocked, because in the starting to have a dialogue under the HPC banner formed by the government of Nagaland, we thought some positivity from the side of the government is coming. But without any consultation, the hold order was being revoked by the cabinet on 12th March. As said, it's really shocking. Why? Because without having a proper consultation, or I should term without having a ceasefire between the government of Nagaland and the NSF on this issue matter, how can the dialogue be proceed positively? So I also question the government of Nagaland, especially the cabinet, in which manner or what made them to revoke the whole order which was kept in abeyance and just proceeding with the HPC. And I feel that Naga Student Federation will not be in the position until and unless this matter is kept in abeyance and we have a ceasefire between the government of Nagaland and the Naga Student Federation.